what is the potential of using surrogates to predict ultimately a true outcome based on an earlier, i.e. surrogate outcome? There are a myriad of benefits for this. We, as a team, have quite a lot of experience in running surrogate analyses, surrogate validation analyses, typically in oncology. And we have an understanding from that prior experience what methods are actually appropriate to determine what is a reliable and statistically credible surrogate for a true endpoint. Well, we undertook a review of HTA submission literature and history within a space which had more information on such perceptions of the role, importance, and the acceptability of methods for validating surrogates than exists in ophthalmology. And we chose this to be in the respiratory space, in IPF and ILD. I think ISPOR attendees may gain quite a lot of interest from our poster, principally by virtue of just how important, certainly from our perspective, surrogacy validation and the use of surrogates in demonstrating earlier than otherwise the relative benefit of a treatment for a high unmet need patient cohort is growing. And actually the amount of quite literal validation that's being undertaken within different disease areas is exponentially growing at the moment. And to some extent, we do see HTA bodies around the world starting to take a greater interest and willingness to accept surrogates in lieu of ultimately waiting for true output data, true outcome data in a trial. The important thing ultimately with surrogate endpoints, as I've alluded to some extent already, is that we are getting treatments to patients faster. We are looking at shorter clinical trials. It costs less for industry. It's less burdensome for patients who are taking part. And indeed, the therapies are received by these patients sooner than they otherwise would be. And of course, there's a myriad of downstream health and cost consequences, beneficial consequences of that relative to a counterfactual situation where we're using and always waiting for true outcomes, final endpoints in trials. So this is one piece of the research puzzle from the community. We are but a part of this that's advancing this fascinating area of research. And we hope that this contributes to the literature in a way that is conducive to helping others understand just how important this research of this sort can be, and where actually more research is required, and perhaps more persuasion, more demonstration, frankly, to key stakeholders in key decision-making places that actually this is an area where resource ought to be directed.